We all know the polished story. Jay-Z and Diddy, New York's shining symbols of success. Two self-made moguls who clawed their way up from completely different worlds to conquer the globe. Jay-Z, forged in the grit of the Marcy projects. Diddy, flashing a middle-class smile, but grinding with relentless ambition. To the public, their brotherhood looked unshakable. Flawless on stage, picture-perfect in tributes and handshakes. But behind the curtains, whispers say Jay-Z was watching, waiting, collecting receipts, quietly plotting the one move that could push his old friend out of the game for good. This isn't just rivalry. This is cold, calculated sabotage. A betrayal so sharp, it could only come from someone who knows exactly where you bleed. Because the truth? The real story isn't in the staged photos or the birthday shout-outs. It's in the silence. And no one understands the weapon of silence better than Jay-Z. As Diddy's empire began to collapse, raids, arrests, and an endless storm of lawsuits, one name was strangely missing from the chaos. Jay-Z. The man who always finds a way to slip in a cryptic lyric or drop a subtle signal, suddenly went silent. No statements, no support, no condemnation, nothing. And in today's world, where every celebrity has an opinion, that kind of silence isn't just absence, it's a declaration. 50 Cent, never one to miss a chance to stir the pot, mocked him with a milk carton meme. "Where's Jay-Z?" he sneered. Fans laughed, but insiders didn't, because they knew. Jay-Z wasn't hiding. He was maneuvering, letting Diddy burn under the spotlight, while quietly fortifying his own empire behind fireproof walls. Look closer at the timing. As Diddy's scandals hit their peak, whispers of lawsuits began circling Jay-Z too. Old shadows from the 2000s. Names, dates, accusations that could have destroyed anyone else. But instead of headlines, silence. Instead of damage, nothing. While Diddy was drowning in lawyers and pleading innocence on live TV, Jay-Z had already erased his fingerprints from the scene. That silence wasn't retreat. It was strategy. The kind of chess move only a player with absolute power and even darker secrets can execute. In the music world, they call Jay-Z untouchable. It's not luck, it's calculation. And if Boo's whispers hold any truth, what we're witnessing isn't loyalty breaking, it's a coup. The king stays spotless, while the fallen bleed out on the front page. But if we're talking about power plays, there's one ghost that never really leaves the room: Aaliyah. The star whose light burned too bright, whose loss still casts a shadow over an entire generation. Her final flight has always been wrapped in mystery, whispers, contradictions, unanswered questions. Why would someone so young, so adored, step onto a plane she reportedly never wanted to board? Now, fresh claims from those close to the scene twist the story even darker. Accounts that she was given something to knock her out, carried onto that plane against her will. If that's true, the tragedy stops being an accident and starts looking like something else entirely. And the timeline? That's where it gets unsettling. Who was orbiting Aaliyah in those final days? Who stood to gain, professionally, personally, from the sudden end of her chapter? Fans from that era haven't forgotten the rumors that Jay-Z wanted her, that he courted her, that he lost to Damon Dash. And if that's true, then the image of brotherhood the tabloids pushed at the time wasn't friendship at all. It was rivalry. Aaliyah's passing wasn't just a tragedy, it was a turning point. Her voice was silenced, her secrets buried. But according to a former road manager, those secrets didn't die with her. They lingered. Stories of alliances, betrayals, and what really went down in those chaotic New York years. Some say the shadow of Aaliyah's final days became the spark that propelled Jay-Z into his next era of dominance. Maybe that's just conspiracy, the kind of whispers born in smoky backstage corners. Or maybe it's a blueprint for how power shifts in the industry. One rival gone, another rising, untouchable. So we're left with the haunting question: did Aaliyah know too much about how the game was played? And did her death clear the board for someone else to take the throne? As the world fixates on Diddy's legal circus and Jay-Z's carefully measured silence, another shadow edges into the spotlight: the mystery of Jay-Z's alleged secret children. The first name, Latresha, a 28-year-old woman from Maryland who insists Jay-Z is her father. She's shared photos, family stories, even hinted at DNA proof. And she's not alone. Ramir Satterthwaite, another claimant, has spent years in and out of court, demanding a paternity test and accusing Jay-Z's legal team of waging a relentless campaign of intimidation to keep him quiet. Jay-Z's camp dismisses it all as opportunism, desperate attempts to cash in on his name. But here's the question that never seems to go away. If it's really just nonsense, why won't the billionaire who raps about truth and role model status simply take the test and end the speculation once and for all? This is where things get sticky. While the world's eyes are locked on Diddy's collapse, Mir's story keeps bubbling beneath the surface, pulling fresh attention toward Jay-Z's own hidden skeletons. And the timing? Almost too perfect. The louder Mir's claims become, the more Diddy's scandals seem to swallow the headlines. Some insiders whisper what no one dares put on record. Diddy's downfall isn't just a tragic implosion, it's a distraction. As Diddy fights for survival in court, Mir says her own demands for acknowledgement are drowned out. She claims she was silenced, bought off with a house in Maryland, pressured to hide her father's identity, and warned never to show a single photo. Meanwhile, Jay-Z says nothing. He lets the chaos rage around someone else, staying untouched, unbothered, untouchable. So is this just another celebrity scandal? Lawsuits, chaos, the usual? Or is it something bigger? Because the pattern is hard to miss. Every time an alleged child comes forward, the press swarms. And every time the story gets too hot, bam! A bigger scandal erupts. Diddy takes the hit, while Jay-Z slips quietly out the back door. Boosie's claim isn't just about friendship gone sour. It's about a culture of control, power, and secrets. Did Jay-Z always resent Diddy? Jealousy thrives in close quarters, especially when fortunes and egos collide. Decades of calling each other brothers, smiling for the cameras, swapping million-dollar checks, all while secretly waiting for the moment to strike. Jay-Z's silence during Diddy's collapse isn't just cold. It's calculated, surgical. And the question remains, was it loyalty or sabotage? How much of Diddy's spectacular fall can really be traced back to Jay-Z's silent, relentless moves behind the scenes? Did he destroy his friend at the first real opportunity? So, who's left standing in his way now? As Latasha Mir's accusations echo unanswered, and Boosie dares to speak the truths others won't touch, the image of Jay-Z begins to crack. The polished, business-minded legend his PR machine sells doesn't quite match the figure we see in the shadows. Is he really the king who built an empire on loyalty and hustle? Or is he the silent puppeteer, pulling strings, shifting blame, and letting others burn whenever the spotlight gets too close? The tension is building. The whispers are getting louder, and the names in the shadows, they're starting to glance over their shoulders. Because if Diddy was just the latest piece sacrificed on the board, the real question is, who's next?